Hi developers! Today, we're going to learn how to send email using SMTP for ASP.NET Core MVC web application. So what is SMTP? SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. As described in its name, it's a protocol for transferring emails. There are many SMTP service providers like SendGrid, Brevo, Amazon SES, and so on. In this video, I'll be using a free SMTP server called MailerSend to demonstrate the SMTP function. Let's head over to MailerSend.com. Now go to the pricing page to find out how many emails we can send with a free account. We can send 3,000 emails for free. Perfect! This is efficient for our daily testing. Let's create an account now. I'll be signing up with Google account. Okay, once the account has been created, on the left bar, click on Domains, then click on the default domain that is auto-created for your account. Scroll down to the SMTP section. Click Generate New User. Enter a name, then save it. From here, you will see all the SMTP information that we want to use later. This is the SMTP host. This is the port number to use. And this is your SMTP account's username and password. Let's just keep this information, and we'll be using it later. Now let's create an ASP.NET Core MVC web application. I'll be using .NET 8.0. You can select any version available to you. Now click on Create. Okay, it's time to store our SMTP credentials that we got from MailerSend just now. Head over to appsettings.json, where we'll be adding the SMTP host, username, password, and port. Copy the values from MailerSend. For security concerns, especially when publishing the project in a production environment, a better approach is to store the values elsewhere. This will be discussed in the future. Now I'll be creating an enum for storing the keys here. Why use an enum, and what's the benefit of using an enum? That will be in the next video, so stay tuned if you're interested. Now, let's add a services folder. Create an email service. Register the service in program.cs. Open the email service and add an interface for it. Then, inject iConfiguration into the email service. The iConfiguration interface is automatically set up and provided by the ASP.NET Core framework when a new project is created. We can use it to get the values in appsettings.json. Now add a send email async method. This method will receive the recipient's email address, subject, and body from the caller. Next, we'll be using the iConfiguration and the enum keys to get the SMTP values in appsettings.json. We create an instance of SMTP client, which represents our SMTP server configuration. Then, let's configure a mail message object to compose the email. Finally, we use the sendMailAsync method of SMTP client to send the email asynchronously. This async non-blocking method ensures that our application remains responsive while the email is being sent. So this is how we use SMTP to send out the emails. Now, I'll be editing the home page so that we can type something and click the send button to send out the email. Before this, let's add an email view model class for this. We have an email address field for the recipient's email address, a subject field, and a message field. Now let's go back to the index.cs HTML page. Use the view model that we added just now. The same goes for the controller. Open Home Controller. Return the model to the view. In the index.cs HTML page, add a form that will post to the index method. Add an email address text box. Add the subject text box. And add a message text area. Lastly, add a send button. This form will be submitted to the HTTP post index method. Let's create the method in the home controller. It will accept the email view model. When the form is submitted by the user, let's call the send email method of the email service, pass the view model values to it, and this will send out the email. After the email is sent successfully, add a notification message in the temp data, like an email sent successfully. Then, redirect back to the index page. We'll place the notification code into a partial view, so the other view files can also use the same notification view. Make sure this is checked. Click Add. These are the successful and failed notification temp data. So, if the temp data notify success is not null, then show the message. On the index page, include the partial view. Okay, done. Now let's run the project. Enter a recipient's email address. Let's try to send the email to my Gmail account. The subject is Aura SMTP test, and the message is send email using SMTP testing. Then, click the send button. It's showing that an email was sent successfully. Let's go to my Gmail account to check if we really received the email. Yes, we received the email. We can also see the activity log from the Mailer Send dashboard. On the left menu, click on Activity. From here, we can see all the emails being sent out using this account. That's all for today's video. You can find the link to download the full source code from the description below. I hope it helps. If this helps, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends and colleagues, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.